Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, thank you so much for watching my video. It's an honor to be with you in here. I hope you are in a good mood today, so you can enjoy my video today. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ramadhani, but people usually call me Amanda or Manda. I'm 20 years old, but in December I turned out to be 21 years old. I'm from Malang and I live in Cikupa. I'm a fourth student in University of Muhammadiyah Tangerang, English Education Study Program, Teachers Training and Education. And today, I'm gonna report my final text on academic speaking class about analysis of eye contact in academic speaking class. My partner is Siti Kholila, so this is gonna be my sample for this research. Okay, let's get started. Agenda: Introduction, Literature Review, Research Method, and Research Result. Introduction. Academic speaking is similar in many ways to academic writing. This linear, it is explicit, it has one central point, and it is presented in standard language. Academic spoken style is also similar in many ways in that it is formal, explicit, hedged, and responsible. However, it is less complex and objective than written language. Academic speaking or public speaking need to combine with speaking style, such as gesture, pronunciation, and speaking fluency. In this research, I found out more about one important gesture is eye contact in one single sample. And the sample is one of student from English department of UMT. So, William Northwich Briggs. Public speaking is a persuasive that is include four elements: the attention of listener, the listener can trust the skills and character you have, and develop each material idea according to the perception of listeners. Making eye contact with others make you less nervous. I decided to research about why making eye contact is important to public speaking, because a lot of presenters make the mistakes of focusing too much on their content and not enough to engaging the audience. No doubt the content is critically important, but if the audience doesn't feel connected to you or what you are saying, then all of your hard work is for naught. Fortunately, engaging your audience is often as easy making eye contact with them, and there's called hard science behind why it works so well. So the next time someone tell you to make eye contact, don't brush it off as nothing as more than clear advice. This simple science-backed trick delivering an excellent presentation that your audience will remember, relate to, and want to participate in. We move to the next slide, literature review. There are many definitions that have been proposed by some experts. Speaking is productive language skill. It means that is a person's skill that produces a the meaning and be understood by other people so that able to create of good communication. Furthermore, speaking is the use of language to communicate with others. Academic speaking is designed toward an education and differs from everyday conversational and transactional speaking in that it is often used for formal academic presentation and participation in seminar or conference. This difference can be observed in both in the organization and structure of the speaking, but also in the content, design, formatly, and execution. There is, while many perceive academic speaking as a one-way expression by speakers to an audience, it is also an essential element of interaction in a variety of formalist settings. Move to the next slide about eye contact. Eye contact is the meeting of the eyes between two individuals in human beings. Eye contact is a form of non-verbal communication and is thought to have a large influence on sexual behavior. Coined in the early to mid 1960s, the term has come in the West to often define the act as a meaningful and important sign of confidence and social communication. So, social meaning of eye contact. Eye contact and facial expression provide important social and emotional information. People, perhaps without consciously doing so, probe each other's eyes and face for positive or negative mood sign. In some contexts, the meeting of eyes arouse strong emotion. In fact, eye contact is such an intense experience. It even seems to consume extra brain power, making it difficult to perform other challenging mental tasks at the same time. Making eye contact impaired the participant performance on the harder version of the fourth generation task. Presumably because it consumes a spare brain power that might otherwise have been available to support performance on the verbal task. Even better, making eye contact with your audience also makes them more willing to participate. According to the 2002 study, the amount of eye contact a person receives during a conversation is directly proportional to how much they choose to participate in activity. Therefore, if you take time to look audience member in the eyes, they will still more inclined to be participant in your presentation rather just witnesses to it. 10 reasons why presenters should look at the people one at a time when addressing an audience of any size. So there is a 10 point in here. First, focusing your eyes help you concentrate. When your eyes wander, they take in random extraneous images that are sent to your brain, slowing it down. When you fail to make eye contact with your listeners, you look less authoritative, less believable, and less confident. When you don't look people in the eye, they are less likely to look at you. And when they stop looking at you, and they start thinking about something other than what you are saying, and when that happens, they stop listening. 4. When you look someone in the eye, he or she is more likely to look at you, more likely to listen to you, and more likely to buy you and your message. When you look a person in the eye, you communicate confidence and belief in your point of view. One of the most powerful means of communicating confidence and conviction is sustained focus eye contact. 6. Sustained focus eye contact makes you feel more confident and act more assertively. It may feel weird at first, but when you practice, it becomes a habit that gives you power. 7. When your listeners see your eyes scanning their face, they feel invited to engage with you. They feel encouraged. They feel encouraged to signal to you how they feel about what you are saying with nods, frowns, or skeptical raising of their eyebrows. As a result, your listeners are transformed from passive receivers to active participants. Your monologue takes the form of a dialogue, albeit one in which you speak words while they speak with gesture and facial expression. Your speech or presentation is suddenly a conversation. 9. However, to have a successful dialogue with your audience, you must respond to what your listeners are signaling. So, for instance, when you skepticism, you might say, I know it seems hard to believe, but I promise to you, the investment makes sense. The data bears it out. And the last point, finally, when you look someone in the eye for 3 to 5 seconds, you will naturally slow down your speech, which will make you sound more presidential. In fact, you will find that you are able to pause, which is one practice that has helped President Obama become a powerful and effective orator. Slide. It's a benefit of great eye contact. I have 4 points in here. First, establishes a connection with your audience. A deliberate look in the eyes on the audience members can communicate how much you care about their thoughts. Uh, when you look someone in the eye, they more likely to look at you, more likely to listen to you. 2. Improves your concentration. A room full of people with all the different lighting and sounds, it can be very distracting. Deliberately focusing your eyes in the different audience member will help you calm your nerves and clear your mind. Keep your eyes contact steady so you can concentrate on your message. 3. Projects authority and confidence. Have you ever spoken with someone who offered their gaze every time they talk? It's hard to believe they know what they are talking about, and you might find yourself undermining what they are saying. 4. Facilitates engagement with the audience. If you don't focus and different members are looking at the audience are less likely to engage with the presentation and start thinking about something completely different. You will have effectively lost the participant as they are no longer listening to what you are saying. Move to the next slide. Is criteria for good eye contact in academic speaking by Olivia Michel. First, see people. Be sure to actually look and make eye contact with individual in your audience. 2. Shrink the room. Imagine the room is really quite small and you are having a conversation with just one person. 3. Find out how long it takes to make genuine eye contact. Practice your presentation with a group of friends. Ask them to indicate when they feel you have made an eye connection with them. 4. Move to another person at an appropriate time. Typically, you will find that it takes about a sentence to make a genuine eye contact. It's a great idea to move from person to person, making eye contact with each changing sentence. 5. Look for the reaction. Look for your presentation participant to nod. If and when they do, you will know how that you have made a connection and that they are processing the information you have presented. 6. Keep your eyes up at the end. At the end of the sentence, be sure to keep your eyes up. Even if it's habit to look down at your note to see what the next point may be, go to look your note Wait to look at your note until you have stopped talking at the end of the sentence and look back to begin with your next sentence. 7. Don't be a lighthouse or a tennis umpire. Lighthouse presenter is predictable. They go around the room in a systematic fashion. And the last is respect people who are uncomfortable. It may be obvious to you that a presentation participant is uncomfortable. It may be the topic you're presenting, a different culture, norm, or something you may have nothing to do with. Be respectful by giving them less attention, but don't ignore them. Research method. This research is a qualitative descriptive method with a purposive sampling design, and one student of an English education of UMT are to be selected as subject of the research. This study represents the data based on the daily tasks of academic speaking subject. As the qualitative research, this method can be used for research. To collect the data, researchers see the video of the sample, then presented the material that they already prepared for academic speaking subject daily task, which is 11 minutes. Researchers need to review all the gesture, especially the eye contact of the sample. So the last slide is the research result. From the data analysis, the result can be drawn. The one sample of student of English department of UMT, while doing public speaking, they know how to use the eye contact well. The sample rarely look at the papers to draw and decide to engage the audience more often, so the audience can enjoy the presentation and might not be boring. This is quite enough for the public speakers need, but the samples need to learn more about the pronunciation and speaking more fluency to make audience know and understand what they're talking about, and need to understand more about material that are talking about. For prevent hard question. To improve the speaking styles, the simple need more practice, or also can join extracurricular such as English, debate class, and other. So finally, I think enough from my report on the final text in academic speaking. I hope you will give a benefit from my presentation. Stay safe. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.